Hello there, my name is Joe Bierman, and this is the CSCI C212 final project. We chose the airline ticketing and booking software for our project, and this is how it works. So the menu driver is where the main function is, so we'll go ahead and run that. And it's going to ask us if we want to log in or register. Well, let's just pretend that we're a new account and we are going to register as a user in airline. Let's be a user right now. What will be our username? Let's just say Dr. Java will be our username, and our password can just be password. So now we can go ahead and log in now that we've registered. So our user, we're going to type U for user, and then our username was Dr. Java, and our password was password. And so when you log out here, it actually closes the program. You can I don't know if you can see that the program has been terminated. And let's go ahead and run it again. Now that we've registered, we should be able to log in with the same credentials. So we'll go ahead and log in, and we're a user, and we are Dr. Java, and our password is password. And see, now we're back in. We've been logged in. So here's the menu of things that we can do. Let's go ahead and search for a flight. The three search parameters you can search for are the flight number itself, the destination, or the airline you want to fly on. Let's just say we know where we want to go. So let's search by destination, and we want to go to Denver. We can sort our results by flight number or by cost. So let's say we want to sort it by cost. So we click B, and here are our search results. And this far right thing here is going to be the price. That is the last thing in this string. So we can see that it is sorted by the price. So we've got three $90 tickets and then a $450 ticket. That's how that works. So let's go ahead and book a flight now that we know we've seen our flights. So we'll hit B for book a flight. And let's say we want to book flight number 1016, which is right here. So that's our flight number. We'll click that, and this is a long flight. So what is your meal preference? Chicken or fish? Fish is gross, so let's go chicken. And then we can choose if we want a first class seat here for $140 or a coach seat for only $90. Let's go ahead and do a first class seat. And we can, how would you like to pay now? We can use credit card, miles, or we can split between miles and card. Well, we're a new user here, so we can't use miles because we don't have any. So let's just go ahead and pay with a credit card. Now it says $140 has been charged to your card. Thank you. And it's done. So now that we've booked a flight, if you look at the README file on GitHub for this project, we assume that once you book a flight, you've flown that flight, and every mile flown is a mile rewarded. So now that we've booked a flight, we can assume that we've flown it, and we can now view our mileage. And we have 500 miles. And if you'll notice up here in our flight description, this here's the mile count. So we flew for 500 miles, and we've got a 500 mile reward for flying that. Now let's say we want to cancel our ticket. So we can hit E for cancel the ticket, and we know that flight number was 1016. And so now we hit, that's going to cancel our ticket. But what's going to happen is that we can hit view our mileage again, and we're back down to 0 miles. So this is now assuming that you did not actually fly those miles, and you canceled your ticket before you flown them, so you didn't get rewarded those miles. So now you're back down to 0, like you never had any. So one thing that we can look at, so let's go ahead and rebook that flight just to see something. So we're going to book that flight again, and that flight number was 1016. Now let's look at, okay, we'll do our chicken again, and we'll pick a first class seat, and we will pay with a card once again. Now we can look at our booking history, hit C here. Here are previous bookings. Now notice how this here is the seats available, or seats in the plane, and this is the seats available. So we booked it. Now there's 99 seats available. Then we canceled it, and we rebooked it, and there's still 99 seats available. So now let's cancel it again so we can enter that flight number. And then let's search for that flight and we can see something. Now look at that. See, now because we canceled our ticket, that seat has become available again. So now we have 100 seats again left. So that's how that works. Now let's go ahead and leave a rating for our flight. Even though we canceled our ticket, we'll leave a rating because we did experience with that airline. So we'll go Delta Airlines. We'll write a comment for, and it was great flight. That's what we wrote. And then it's going to say, oh, no, you can't leave a rating for this airline because we haven't flown it. We just registered, and our flight was with Express Air, so that's why we couldn't leave that rating. So let's go ahead and leave a rating for Express Air. And our comment was, great flight. It's going to say, thank you for your input. And now if you'll notice up here in the text file, the users won't see this, but you'll notice that it says great flight here, right there, and Dr. Java wrote that. So notice that right there. Now let's go ahead and log out. It says the program will now close, and that terminates our program. Now let's look at it from the airline's perspective. Let's go ahead and run this again. And let's go ahead and log in. Now I'm going to use my account because I've already made an airliner's account. And we'll go ahead and, if I'm an airline, I'm going to type A because I'm an airline. My user is this. My password is password. And please input your airline. Let's say I'm with Delta Airlines. So now here's what the airline class can do, or an airline people in their menu can do. They can add a flight, so we can go ahead and add a flight. So let's enter that flight number. Let's say this is going to be 1050. We're going to, let's say, San Diego from, we'll say Indy for Indianapolis. And what time is it go? Let's say it's going to go at 6 in the morning. Oops. 6. And then on, let's say, May 31st, 2020. And it's going to arrive. This is not how fast a flight would arrive, but we'll say it's going to arrive in 1 hour at 5 on the same day. 5/31, 2020. Now, how many seats are on the flight? Let's say 150. How many miles from the origin to the destination? I have no clue, but this is arbitrary. It's up for the airline to put that in. So let's just say 600 miles. It's a long trip. Yeah, I think it's a long trip. And a starting price, we'll start the bidding at $300. So then that adds a flight. Now, if we go and look in this user's flight thing, this file, we've noticed that, not the user flight, the flight data. We noticed that we now have a ticket from a flight from Delta Airlines 1050 with all of that respective information. Now we can go back to our functionality. We can cancel a flight. So let's hit B for cancel the flight. Enter the flight number. That was 1050. And then we can gift some miles to our affected customers. We just made this flight, now we're canceling it, so no one had miles, but let's say we would have given them 50 miles. So all the customers that would have been on that flight would have gotten 50 miles there. And now if you look at the flight data file, now it's just been deleted. So the rest of the flights are still there, still active, but that flight has been canceled, so it's no longer in the data. Now let's blacklist a user. We don't want Dr. Java to fly on our planes anymore. So we'll blacklist Dr. Java. And now we can look, I'm running out of time here, but now we can look and we'll see that Delta has, this is from earlier, but Delta has blacklisted Dr. Java here. So Dr. Java will no longer be able to book a flight with that. And then gift user miles works the same way. We'll go ahead and gift Dr. Java. We'll give him 50 miles. And now if you look at user miles here, oops. See, Dr. Java now has 550. So that was from earlier when we had 500 miles, now we have 550. Let's view our ratings. Here's the ratings that are in the rating file for Delta Airlines. Thank you for taking me off the blacklist, from V. Bierman, which is my mom. And you can see that Delta has one rating, which is thank you for taking me off the blacklist. So that was the comment that was left. We can go ahead and log out, and that's how the program works. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you understand how this program works. Thank you very much.